All right, welcome to one of your first assignments of the year, and this is all about giving an in-class art critique, and we're just going to do a little bit of practice, even though nobody's made art yet. It's important to know how to do a critique properly using constructive criticism. That way, it kind of takes the edge off of kind of a nervous a nervous kind of situation. It can be kind of nerve-wracking to go up in front of your classmates and present your art and get their feedback. So we want to do it in a really good way that provides help and advice and lots of compliments as well. As you can see, this person is presenting their artwork, and I have it on mute right now, but there's people in the back giving her suggestions on what to fix. And kind of a funny thing happens at the end. We don't want this to happen where she's look at all the attitude and that. We don't want that to happen during class. So we have to learn how to give constructive criticism properly. Okay, now I've created a nice little document for you that gives you kind of the steps of giving an in-class critique and focusing on constructive criticism. And I'm telling you right now, it's an absolute life skill to be able to give and take constructive criticism. You're gonna have to do this with your personal relationships. You're gonna have to do this in school, and definitely, you will have to do this in your job one day. I don't care what job you have. You will have to do it in your job. So it's good. It's a life skill. So let's learn how to do it. The process of constructive criticism is always about improvement. I'm trying to circle with my cursor here. It's always to help you improve and to help you help others improve. So this is not about embarrassing anybody. It's not about hating. It's not about insulting. This is not about going on Yelp and saying you hate a restaurant. This is about ways to get better. Okay, so the process that we're going to use right here during our constructive criticism in an art class critique is called the compliment sandwich. That's the name of our process. So just the idea is that we always start and end with a compliment. So for your first step, you tell the artist what they did well. Then after that, you identify an area in their art piece that needs some improvement. And the important part here is always to cushion what you say by saying things like a little bit. So rather than saying, the way you drew the shoestrings on that shoe is totally off, it looks really bad, you say, I think the way that you drew the shoestrings could use a little bit of help. It looks a little bit awkward. And there you go. So saying things like a little bit helps to cushion the criticism. That way people don't get their feelings hurt as much. Okay, so 1, say something the artist did well. 2, identify the area that needs some improvement. 3, you actually have to give them some advice on how to improve that. And what that will do is it makes them aware of how to fix the problem, and it also will make you more aware of how you make your own art. So you can actually be aware of those suggestions and ideas that you're giving somebody else while you make your own art. Then the last thing is you finish off with another compliment. Okay, so just remember, guys, sandwiches, compliment sandwiches, and cushions. Okay, it's very important in the constructive criticism process. Okay, now you're going to be getting this whole document, so you have all the steps up here, and then actually down here I would like you to practice. So we're going to pretend that somebody is presenting in some of their art in the class. We're going to go with Regina Phalange. This is a made-up student, and this is her drawing, and this is the reference picture she used for this drawing. Okay, now the directions are up here. I would like you to constructively criticize Regina Phalange's drawing. And I've got the spaces mapped out for you over here, so you just need to fill in these spaces with your own thoughts and ideas. If you can, please put your typing into another font color. That way it makes it just a little bit easier for me to read. Okay, now some other things to remember. Okay, well, we're going to remember the compliment sandwich. We're going to remember to cushion our words and our criticisms. And some other things, since your upper level art classes, use your art vocabulary. When you give a compliment, don't just say, oh, yeah, it looks really good. Oh, yeah, that's really nice. Be specific. Use your elements of art. If you notice something about one of the principles of design that I put up here, mention that. That makes you look like even more of an artist, and it makes things more specific. So just remember that. I'm going to go back in here and type in to be specific. But that's pretty much it. So you're going to look at Regina's work and do the constructive criticism and then turn this in. Hope you have fun.